the evening sky painted hues of amber, casting a serene glow over the peaks of Rajgir. The Buddha sat peacefully beneath a majestic tree, surrounded by his devoted disciples eager to hear his wisdom. He began with a gentle voice. Impermanence is the nature of all existence. Disciples, nothing endures forever in this worldly realm. The Buddha paused, allowing his words to seep into the hearts of his followers as the leaves rustled softly above. Ananda, his faithful attendant, spoke. Master, how can we prepare for a time without your presence among us in this physical form? The Buddha gazed at Ananda with immense compassion. The Dharma is eternal. Ananda, my teachings remain, even when this body dissolves into the elements. The disciples listened intently, their minds grasping the profound importance of his words and their role in safeguarding his legacy. Do not seek refuge in my physical form, the Buddha continued, but in yourselves and the Dharma that I have bestowed. The moonlight began to shimmer through the branches, its silvery glow complementing the tranquil atmosphere enveloping the gathering. Be lamps unto yourselves, disciples. Find guidance within your heart and the eternal flame of truth, he advised. His words carried a deep resonance, igniting sparks of realization within the minds of those present. A novice monk, timid and uncertain, raised his hand. Master, how may we cultivate strength when faced with change and impermanence? The Buddha smiled kindly. Accept impermanence as the universal law. Young one, resistance only breeds suffering in the depths of the mind. The novice lowered his head in reflection, contemplating the wisdom so generously shared by the Enlightened One. The Buddha then pointed to the mountain range silhouetted against the night sky. Even these peaks, mighty and ancient, will crumble, returning to the earth from whence they came. The disciples murmured among themselves, their voices carrying awe and reverence for the profound lesson imparted by their teacher. Life is precious, fleeting, and beautiful in its transience, he said softly, gazing at the star-speckled sky above. Ananda, hear me now, the Buddha continued, addressing his devoted attendant directly. Clinging to what is impermanent binds us to the wheel of suffering. Freedom lies in acceptance and understanding. Ananda nodded solemnly, tears welling in his eyes, moved by the clarity and depth of his master's insights. True liberation is found in relinquishing attachment and embracing the impermanent nature of all things, the Buddha concluded. The disciples sat in meditative silence, their minds absorbed in the unfolding wisdom illuminating their path. The Buddha closed his eyes, taking in the gentle night breeze caressing his serene face. This body, too, is transient. Its time will come to merge with the earth, wind, water, and fire, he remarked. His words stirred something within me, a flicker of understanding that grew stronger as he continued to speak, just as a mother tends to her child with love. Buddha said, so must you tend to your mother. I closed my eyes, reflecting on the parallels he drew, letting his teachings seep into the depths of my heart. Compassion does not ask for perfection, Buddha explained, only for presence, for being with another in their time of need. A senior monk approached, his voice tinged with concern. Master, what if the teachings falter after your departure? The Buddha turned his gaze to him and spoke firmly. The teachings do not falter, my friend. Only practice falters when discipline wanes in your hearts. The senior monk reflected deeply, realizing the importance of diligence in carrying the Dharma's light to future generations. The Buddha continued, each of you is entrusted with preserving the Dharma. Your efforts ensure its purity and its reach across time. His disciples absorbed the responsibility placed upon them, acknowledging their pivotal role in shaping the future of the teachings. Ananda, remember my words, the Buddha instructed, his voice carrying both warmth and clarity. Always cherish the truth. and let it guide your steps along the path. As the night deepened, the stars shone brighter, illuminating the sacred assembly beneath the ancient tree. How do I endure the difficulties? Buddha's expression grew thoughtful, and he reached for a lotus blossom nearby, holding it gently in his hand. The lotus, he said, blooms beautifully despite growing from mud, a reminder that light emerges even in darkness. Impermanence is neither loss nor despair, but the rhythm of life flowing through all beings, he explained. The novice monk, more confident now, asked, Master, how can we cherish each moment without attachment or longing? The Buddha replied, Live mindfully, young one. Let each moment's beauty inspire gratitude without binding your heart with clinging desires. The monk smiled, a spark of newfound understanding lighting his face as he bowed deeply to his teacher. Joy arises from awareness, not possession, the Buddha reminded them. Smiling at the group, the Buddha placed his hand on the earth beneath him. This ground supports life and reminds us of the unity of existence. Honor it with compassion. His disciples followed suit, pressing their palms against the soil, feeling its warmth and richness beneath their touch. When you honor life, you honor the Dharma, the Buddha continued, his voice resonating with wisdom and love. The moments passed in silence, the serenity enveloping the group beneath the moonlit sky. The Buddha rose, his presence commanding yet gentle, and gestured towards the vast horizon. This world stretches far, its impermanence evident in every sunrise, every falling leaf, every fading star, he said. His disciples looked on, their hearts both heavy and lightened by the undeniable truth before them. My time here may pass, yet my teachings endure, unbroken like the cycle of day and night, the Buddha assured them. His words echoed in the hearts of his followers, carving a path of wisdom and compassion that they pledged to tread. May you always remember the impermanence of all things and find peace within its rhythm, the Buddha concluded. Each step forward became an act of love, a testament to the unshakable peace that compassion could bring to life. Another day, another test of patience, as my mother's condition weighed heavily upon me, eroding my strength and resolve. As the assembly dispersed, they carried with them his profound teachings, weaving them into the fabric of their lives. The Buddha watched them depart, his heart filled with the calmness of knowing the Dharma had taken root. The tree stood witness to his serenity, its leaves swaying gently in the night breeze. Another day, another teaching unfolded in the gardens of Jetavana. Under the brilliance of the sun's noon light, the Buddha walked among his disciples, observing their interactions with the world around them. Filled with curiosity and reflection, he stopped by a flower wilting under the sun, pointing to it gently, his gaze filled with compassion. See this flower, he began. Its beauty fades with the passing of time. Just as all things fade inevitably, the disciples gathered around, listening intently as the Buddha continued. Impermanence is the law of life. Clinging leads to sorrow and suffering. A novice monk hesitantly asked, Master, why must beauty fade, bringing sadness to those who behold it? The Buddha replied, Sadness arises from attachment, young one. True wisdom allows us to appreciate beauty without yearning for permanence. The rustle of leaves accompanied his voice, the gentle breeze carrying his words across the garden. When we see beauty fade, we learn the impermanence of life. Wisdom shines in the acceptance of this truth. The disciples nodded thoughtfully, their hearts stirred by the clarity and depth of his teachings. The Buddha turned his attention to the novice monk, his voice tender but resolute. To cherish the moment without clinging is liberation. For life is precious in its impermanent nature, the Buddha explained. He gestured towards the vibrant flowers and the fading blooms alike, illustrating the cycle of existence. Observe how the cycle unfolds. Birth leads to decay, and decay prepares the ground for new life to flourish again. Ananda spoke softly, "Master, does impermanence not diminish our joys, knowing they will fade as time progresses?" The Buddha answered, "It is precisely impermanence that enhances joy. Ananda, it reminds us to be mindful of each fleeting moment." His disciples murmured in agreement, their thoughts weaving through the profound insights shared by their teacher. The Buddha sat beneath a tree, its shade offering respite from the sun's intensity. Let the impermanence of life guide your actions. Live with wisdom and compassion, mindful of life's fleeting nature. His voice carried strength and serenity, embodying the truth he sought to impart to his devoted followers. The garden echoed with the rustling of leaves, harmonizing with the wisdom spoken by the Enlightened One. A disciple spoke up, "Master, how can we balance appreciation with non-attachment in our daily lives?" The Buddha smiled gently, "Balance is achieved through mindfulness. Child, it teaches us to hold the moment without binding the heart." The disciple lowered his head, reflecting deeply on the teachings shared by his master amidst the garden's tranquility. "Even the mighty mountains shall crumble, returning to the earth in their natural cycle of impermanence," the Buddha declared. He turned his gaze towards the horizon, the distant peaks shimmering under the sun's golden rays. Acceptance of impermanence dissolves fear, revealing the profound beauty embedded in every transient experience, the Buddha reminded them. The disciples sat in silent contemplation, absorbing the essence of the teaching that illuminated their paths. The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, his presence serene, embodying the truth he sought to share with the world. The flower fades, yet its fragrance lingers in our hearts, reminding us of the beauty life offers, however fleeting. A young disciple approached, his voice trembling with uncertainty. "Master, is it wrong to grieve for what we lose in life's impermanence?" The Buddha gazed at him kindly. "Grief arises from misunderstanding. With wisdom, loss becomes a reminder to cherish what remains with gratitude." The young disciple bowed deeply, his heart lightened by the clarity gifted by his teacher. The Buddha continued, "Each moment holds the potential for awakening. Within impermanence lies the truth that liberates us from suffering." His disciples listened in silence, their minds open to the teachings flowing from the Enlightened One like a river. The breeze carried the scent of flowers, their fading fragrance mirroring the lessons of impermanence shared by their master, Ananda. "Remember my words," the Buddha said, addressing his trusted attendant directly. "The Dharma is the eternal refuge, not my physical form, which follows the laws of impermanence." Ananda nodded solemnly, his heart stirred by the strength and resolve in his master's voice. "Seek refuge in the teachings. Ananda, let the Dharma be your guiding light through the ebb and flow of life's cycles." The sun's warmth softened as evening approached, casting a golden hue across the garden. The Buddha spoke again, "Impermanence is the universal law. Through understanding it, we transcend suffering and embrace the beauty of existence." His voice resonated with wisdom, soothing the hearts of his disciples gathered beneath the tree. A disciple asked, "Master, how can impermanence lead to peace rather than despair within the human heart?" The Buddha replied, "Peace arises from understanding. Despair emerges only when we resist the truth that life's nature is impermanent." His disciples murmured quietly, absorbing the profound wisdom imparted by their master. The Buddha rose, his presence commanding yet compassionate, and gestured towards the horizon. "Life flows like a river, ever changing, ever moving. Find peace within the rhythm of impermanence." The disciples watched him in awe, their devotion unwavering as they reflected deeply on the wisdom shared within the sacred garden. As the flower wilts, it paves the way for new growth. Embrace the cycles that shape existence, the Buddha concluded. The disciples bowed deeply, their gratitude filling the air as they committed themselves to the teachings imparted by their teacher. The Buddha gazed at the garden with serene understanding, his heart filled with compassion for all beings. The evening sky transformed into shades of amber, marking the end of another day under the guidance of the Enlightened One. The garden held the echoes of his wisdom, resonating in the hearts of his disciples as they dispersed. The Buddha remained beneath the tree, his calm presence reflecting the profound serenity of one who understands life's impermanence. Another day, another assembly gathered beneath the shade of a great sal tree, its broad canopy sheltering the disciples. The Buddha sat calmly, his serene demeanor a source of comfort for those anxious about the inevitable passage of time. The disciples waited in silence, their hearts heavy with the understanding that their master's earthly journey approached its conclusion. Disciples, the Buddha began, his voice steady and clear. The time is near when this body shall no longer walk among you. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves above, their motion a soft echo of the impermanence woven into the fabric of existence. Do not grieve, he continued, but find strength in the truth that I have shared, a truth beyond form or time. Ananda, his faithful attendant, knelt before him, his face filled with sorrow and devotion. Master, he said, his voice trembling, how can we bear the darkness when your light is no longer present? The Buddha gazed at Ananda with profound compassion. Ananda, the light you seek is within yourself. It is in the Dharma that endures forever. The disciples listened intently, their minds grasping the weight and wisdom of his words as they prepared their hearts for the future. Remember, the Buddha said, all compounded things are subject to disintegration. It is the nature of this world, unchangeable and inevitable. His words carried neither fear nor sorrow, but a calm acceptance that illuminated the eternal rhythm of life. A senior monk asked, Master, how can we preserve your teachings and ensure they remain untainted after your departure? The Buddha replied, preserve the teachings through diligent practice, for it is only through living the Dharma that its purity is maintained. The monk bowed deeply, his heart resolved to honor the responsibility placed upon him and his fellow disciples. The Dharma, the Buddha continued, is your refuge and your guide. Let it be the unshakable foundation upon which you build your lives. The disciples nodded in unison, their determination solidified by the clarity and strength of their teacher's final teachings. I resolved to cherish each fleeting moment, to find gratitude even in loss, and to hold her with unconditional love. Buddha's teachings became my compass, guiding me through the uncharted waters of her decline with compassion and unwavering peace. The Buddha gestured towards the natural world surrounding them. See how life thrives and fades. This is the cycle that connects all beings. His voice resonated with wisdom, touching the hearts of those gathered beneath the great sal tree. Ananda, the Buddha said softly, do not cling to my physical presence, for it is the Dharma that sustains the path to liberation. Ananda wiped his tears, his love for his master mingling with the deep resolve to uphold the truth imparted to him. Each of you holds the potential for awakening, the Buddha reminded them. The journey is yours to walk. Guided by the teachings, a novice monk, hesitant and uncertain, approached the Buddha with trembling hands. Master, will we falter without your guiding presence among us? The Buddha smiled gently. Strength lies within you, young one. The Dharma provides all that is needed to overcome doubt and suffering. The pot bore cracks, its surface chipped, the marks of years of use and mishaps shaping its fragile form. Blessed One, the young man began, lowering his gaze, I have come to seek understanding. For this pot holds more than water. It holds my shame. His disciples sat in meditative silence, reflecting on the significance of his words as the gentle wind carried their thoughts across the landscape. Compassion and wisdom are your companions, he said. They will never fail you, so long as your hearts remain open. The sal tree stood as a silent witness to the profound exchange, its ancient branches cradling the gathering beneath its shade. Life is a river, the Buddha said, ever flowing, ever changing. Find peace in the rhythm of its currents. His words painted a vivid image of existence, a reminder to embrace the impermanence that shapes all things. Disciples, he addressed the group, his voice filled with gentle strength. Live with mindfulness. Let the present moment be your sanctuary and guide. The disciples bowed deeply, their devotion unwavering as they absorbed the final teachings of their beloved master. Through mindfulness, you will find liberation. Through compassion, you will find connection with all beings, the Buddha continued. The sal leaves rustled softly, their movement harmonizing with the wisdom that filled the sacred space beneath the tree. The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, his presence a beacon of calm assurance for those who sought solace in his words. My physical departure is not the end, he said. It is the beginning of your deeper understanding and practice of the Dharma, Ananda asked, his voice filled with concern. Master, how can we offer guidance to those who come after us? The Buddha opened his eyes and said, by embodying the teachings, Ananda, your actions will be the greatest testament to the truth of the Dharma. Ananda nodded, his heart filled with the resolve to carry the wisdom of his master to future generations. The Buddha rose, his movements deliberate and steady, a reflection of the serenity that defined his being. This body belongs to the earth, wind, water, and fire. It's time to return to them approaches, he said. His disciples listened with reverence, their hearts heavy with the weight of impermanence yet lightened by the wisdom shared. Do not grieve for me, the Buddha said. Rejoice in the truth that I have shared, for it is eternal and boundless. The disciples bowed low, their devotion and gratitude emanating from their hearts as they honored the presence of their beloved teacher. The cracks in your pot, the Buddha continued, his words like ripples spreading across still waters. Allow the light to enter. The villagers, listening intently, murmured among themselves, their hearts moved by the unfolding lesson. The sal tree stood tall, its branches swaying gently in the breeze, a silent guardian of the profound wisdom shared beneath its shade. The Buddha remained serene, his spirit radiating the peace that comes from understanding the truth of all things. These blooms were watered by the pot you call broken, the Buddha added, his voice tinged with infinite compassion. The young man touched the pot's surface, his fingers tracing the cracks as though discovering the stories etched within its form. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.